Hello again! Today I wanted to talk about books. Since being home, I figured I'd have more time to dive into my TBR list. However, there are just so many things I want to do that I haven't really found a moment to read a physical book. I have 2 paperback books that I've started. I think Lock In, I just barely got to chapter 3, and another book took its place. And I did watch the High Fidelity TV show before reading the book. And then I currently have 3 hardback books on my list. Stephen King I did start, but again, another book took its place. And the other 2 books were books that I received from my Book of the Month club. Normally I don't like to carry around hardback books because they're just so heavy, but it is kind of an issue because then it's like my hands get tired when I'm reading in bed, or I just kind of want to lay in odd positions and be able to fold the book over, but I can't really do that with a hardcover book. Just things like that. But I did get my library card a while back, and I was able to check out audiobooks and ebooks from my library using the Libby app and the Overdrive app, which sometimes they differ, sometimes it's the same thing, but I use them interchangeably. The only downside to this is that you have to wait for the books to become available, and there's usually like a time limit or a time frame on when they'll be available and then how long you can have them. But I mean, it's not an issue. I recently, since being home, started using Audible. And yes, it is where you pay for it, but I am using the trial version right now, and I received 2 free credits to purchase audiobooks. And I decided to put on my wish list books that I already have on my list, which kind of seems kind of weird because you're already purchasing the book once and then you're purchasing it again. But I have been struggling with finding time to actually sit down and open a book and read. I've already decided to remove these 2 from the list because they are both paperback and therefore easier to hold and read and kind of get comfortable. So based off of that, I've decided to remove them off the list and will not purchase the audiobook for them, which leaves me with 3 hardback books to choose from, or a new book altogether. My gut says I should go with Stephen King since it's a huge book, and I think that by having the audiobook it would make it easier to get through, but plus much more comfortable. And I've already started it though, but it's been a while, so I may as well just restart it. I have started The Wives as well, but I think this one would be a quicker read, so I don't necessarily think the audiobook would be a good choice either. And then of course I can always choose a book that I do not already have on my list or a physical copy of. But right now I'm just kind of struggling with which book to read next. Do you have any suggestions? Are you finding it difficult to choose a book to read? Or have you been just reading all of the books on your pile of to-be-read books? Let me know what you've been reading. I'd love to hear about it. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.